Otherwise, we're gonna get demonetized.
About that. All right.
And our video is gonna be.
Alright, here we go. Next one. Punches starting in 5.
You're welcome.
3, 2,
Oops.
1, go.
I turned the TV off. I turned the TV off.
I don't think anyone's gonna get it.
I didn't
Guys, that's 10 seconds.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Time.
Hey. I think that was what I was using as my eraser. Because I can't find any of them, guys.
Here we go. Starting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Fall asleep.
Time. Good. All right, we go. Starting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Five seconds, guys. Time. Let's write those down, then I'll take your card. You guys can grab a quick sip of water.
You should keep those.
Para po.
Tools or thingies?
Thingy. Thingy? This is a thingy.
Oh, okay.
Thingy. We're going over thingy defense today.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Like this thing. So we're going over thingy defense for this cycle. We're going to do what we can with it because what's going on now. So a lot of stuff will be learned here. Take it home. I don't like just not doing this because of what's going on because
Did you save your life?
it can save your life. It's very important. So
Rule number 1.
rule number 1. Let's start with rule number 1. And in an extremely rare circumstance where this thingy is pulled out on you, it's gonna have to be almost 2 months. How this thingy's gonna, when this thing is gonna be pulled out on you, it's important that we understand the majority of the time what that person wants. In a situation, I'm gonna be more afraid of someone with a knife than a person with a gun. And that's because thingy. This is thingy. Thingy. So I'm gonna be more fear. I mean, obviously, there's nothing not fearful about this thingy, but this thingy more, like, hey, give me this. In any situation, no matter what it is, you give them the thingy because anything you have, bone, law, purse, whatever it is not as equal as to your life. Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
So that's very important. Don't try to be like, oh, I learned this in karate. I'm just gonna, oh, I got it. It's not even worth trying. Even if you tried this a million times and you know how to do it and you've like simulated it 100 million times, doesn't matter. Just give them what they want. It's not worth risking anything. A lot of times they don't even have a thing. A lot of times you see, if you guys have seen some videos, probably older people, they literally just this thing and or they just have a grocery bag and they just use it because people know what that is and it's very scary and it's not worth risking. Alright? Or yeah, they'll hold it behind you because you just feel that. Yes. So no matter what it is, it could be just a hand, it could be actual thing with actual stuff in it.
You guys are doing great.
Yeah, so the fear, obviously, it's a fear tactic. That's the whole point. It's making you very scared of this thing and giving them all of your stuff, right? So your adrenaline's gonna be going 100% of the time. There's no amount of training that can prepare you for actually this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No amount of training. Years and years and years up to, Grandmaster Oliver and French level. Yeah, whatever. He's a cop. Anyways,
John Wick isn't Lewis.
yes, no. Yeah, but yeah, so it's a fear tactic. Just know that, like he said, give them the stuff. Don't keep it. Period. There's, what did they say? It's like a 2% chance that it's something else. Like it's actually them bringing it.
Yes. It's something very slim, and then the chances of you getting actually pulled, very, very slim.
Yes.
So the number one rule that we follow is our 5 rules of safety. Use your mind. Don't go into a place or a situation that this is more likely, or if you are in a situation where that is more likely, you need to be aware of your surroundings.
Yes, sir.
And there are times where you could be in a place where it's least going to happen, and it still happens. And there's no rules about when it's, there is laws, but that's not necessarily going to stop it, right? So it's important that we are always aware, no matter where we are. Places we need to be a little more aware, and there are places where we don't need to be as aware.
It's again, all this stuff that we're talking about is stuff you learn in base class. Be aware but not on guard. This is another lesson that you guys learn in basic. Not being fearful everywhere you go, just making sure like, oh, okay, well, this is a little bit of a shadier part of town. Maybe I need to be more on guard just in case. That kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna spend time with more long rifle or longer gun thingy. Two thingies. There are two things.
You got a long thing. You got a long. I'm not saying that. So you got a hand thing and a
Shoulder thing.
Shoulder thing. Yes.
We're gonna spend more time with the hand thing because this is way, way, way more common.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that won't happen, but this is way, way more common, and it's a lot more tricky with this. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Again, it's not like the movies. It's not.
No. Yeah, it's not like that. So we're gonna start just with the basic. We're gonna start with the most common one that would happen, not facing towards you, because remember, they don't want to fight. They just want to get money and go bye-bye. So they're not going to do this where they could risk something happening. They're going to do this. And then they're just going to talk, hey, give your money. There, and then boom. That is the E, that's number one thing you do. Now, when it comes to that 2%, that's when things get a little different. So, we're going to start with going towards the back, so that's the most common. So we're gonna sit. Going towards front and towards the back, they're pretty much the same thing. Remember, all these motions that we're doing, it's oh no, brain freeze. Keys, card.
It's a gross motor skill.
Gross motor skill, not a fine motor skill. This is a gross motor skill. If you guys are new to our talk, we've already had this talk 100 times. You get into the car, the horror movie, and they can't. They're messing around with the keys. They can't get the keys in the ignition because they're shaking. They're going crazy.
Their adrenaline's going.
They're adrenaline going. That is what is going to happen. So we never want to do any trying to grab or like twist or grab their hand, any like high coordinated movements.
This is a fine motor skill. This is not.
Yes. So we're gonna start, Mr. Morris. Go ahead. Okay, so here's what he's going to do. So he's going to be turning towards my side. Now again, he doesn't want to turn towards this way, because that's what happens. Alright? He wants to turn towards my side. Now, more likely that they're going to be right-handed. Again, if the gun's behind your back, you don't know.
Be prepared for either.
Be prepared for either, but either.
That also means we'll teach you how to do either.
Yes, absolutely. So, we're going to start with the right side. So he's going to turn towards his right, and then natural reaction. If I go like this, I want to get it back, right? And then that's where that comes in. Now notice, that's all I did. No grabbing, no fine motor skill, just right there. That's all he did. The circle. One more time. Here, here. Just like that. Now that's where that comes in. From here, he has his hand. He can hit with whatever it is. Again, in this situation, if someone pulls this on you, they have, this is where it gets serious, they have sacrificed their right to live. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
If someone pulls a gun on you and threatens their life,
dang it, thing. So I learned this from Master French. He's, he's the one that taught me him this stuff. The first time they have this thing, and you get it away from them. Bam! It's on the gun, away. Right? Or it's here. If they try, and you have them here, like they're stopped. The minute they decide that they're going to come at you again, that's when it's forfeit their life. The first time, no. You just try your best to keep them here till the cops come. Yes? Or subdue them in a way where they can't move. But if you're here and they come in, that's it. Does that make sense? I know this is very serious and very dark stuff, but we're teaching you how to save your life if this ever happens.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
so
That's the law, like per actual mandated law that comes from a cop. So,
But it won't also do the leg.
say that one more time.
But it won't also do the leg.
Yes, you can. The way Master French puts it, bigger target.
Okay.
and it was
Easier to,
with the gun situation,
Look at that, don't worry.
a thingy
No more
situation.
Starbucks for you.
With a thingy situation, well, really with any situation, it's very, very important that we get it done fast. Right away. We don't want to spend a lot of time. We don't want to, if we're not really not trained with it, we don't want to go into do crazy whole bunch of locks and all that, especially with something like this. Because the more time we're in a situation like that, the more dangerous it gets.
Yep.
If at first they say that they're going to and they're really not, and you go and do this, now it is. Now they do want to take your life, right? So the more time that we spend with this, the more deadly it gets, so it needs to be done.
And that's why rule number 1 is give them your stuff, if that's all they want. Because they'll end it. They're going to grab it and get out of there as fast as they can because they don't want to get caught.
So let's do that motion as a group. So one more time, we're here. Remember, we want to start by turning to the right. If there's some way that you know that they're left-handed, which high chance you won't, then you'll go like this. But most of the times they're going to be right-handed. They're going to go with their right hand. So we're going to go here. We're just turning like this.
And when you do it, you need to get your body out of the way. Don't leave your body in one place. Move your body out of the way.
Out of the line. So you feel it here. Your body should not, no part of your body should be right here. So when you turn, your whole body moves. Yes. Okay. You ready? Here we go. We're gonna turn. And then the gun comes back, and all we're doing is going like this. Go ahead.
Wait, and I would say when you do it, if you notice this hand, I grabbed my bicep here, and this hand clamps on top. So he has a gun. Oh no. Thingy.
No Starbucks for you either.
Do you guys see this right here? That is because from here, again, I have an elbow lock. Right here. From here, if I go back, bye-bye. And he won't want to, he's not even going to be thinking about the thing anymore.
So let's do that one more time. Ready? Remember, when we twist, we're getting our whole body off the line. So we, ready? And we twist. And then hook around, grab. Okay, you got it.
And that grab is 1, 2. So you're just fish hooking their arm. And yours. But yeah, so it's out.
I'm trying, so my brain is trying to imagine where other arms at.
I can, bam, and then it's coming, go on. So you're going up and over.
This way.
Yes.
Alright, and reset. Let's do it one more time. Ready? And go. Turn. Grab around here.
I got other thingy.
You have other thingy. So reset, everyone. Let's do it with the thingies. Right, we're just gonna go around each person. Ready?
It is.
Arms up. Ready?
Ready?
Go. Turn. Now remember, it's important that you get out of the way. Instead of just turning and keeping your feet there, it's important that you turn out of the way. Alright? There you go.
So it's going to come back here. When you do it, I automatically just hook.
Alright, then ready? Go.
Yeah. No, that was good.
Dang it, I hit my elbow. Ow!
Yeah, that was awesome. Cool. Here I start.
We're just gonna wait more too much time.
Well, yeah, we did, but that's fine. Also, when the whole money thing, if they are actually at their life, you still want to like throw it on the ground, because that's gonna get their attention over there.
Rather than go.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than still on you. Does that make sense? Always throw it on there. But yes, there's your thingy defense for the day.
Alright. Nice job. We're comfortably better at the singing.
We went overboard on this thingy defense.
Well, I think it's important that this first day that we understand this situation that it is. It's not just fun and games. It's like, oh, it's just gonna be just like John Wick. No, it's a lot different than John Wick. No, not yet. So don't go out and watch John Wick yet.
I don't know what John Wick is, honestly.
Keep that way for a little while.
I'm just curious.
That's okay.
We'll keep it that way for
As long as we can.
Alright. Here we go. Everyone put it in. Set. Set to response. Yeah. Alright, we're going to be going over just some quick defensive / counter-attacking hand moves. Raise your hand if you're a hand spar. You spar with your hands. Anything? Not you, Mark. Alright, perfect. Hands down. So here we go. We're going to go over just some moves. Remember, whenever we're being defensive with our hands, automatically being defensive with your hands is more of a disadvantage because you don't have a reach deep. If you want to be a defensive spar, it's important that we have to reach. Reach is the number one thing to keep our opponent away. With our hands, we don't have quite the reach. So if we're going to be defensive, it's important that we always find a counter attack. Okay, because if we're defensive all the time, we're always moving backwards and only focusing on defense. We're going to be defense, but we're not going to have our chance to go back. All right, so whenever we're defending with hands, we never, ever, ever want to just go backwards. All right. So first one we're going to do, raise your hand if you've ever learned the 1, 2, 3. Maybe a little bit. Mr. Morris, where'd you go? Mr. Morris!
He went into the unknown.
That's indeed. Thank you, Mr. Morris. Alright, so we're gonna face. Alright, so remember our 1, 2, 3. Now, this is only gonna work really if your opponent's in a close hand, because I try to punch and I go 1, 2. So make sure when you're ever doing this, it's in a closed, open stance, sorry, open stance. So remember, this is not just a block. So this first move, remember, I'm not stepping back because I'm going to keep that distance. I'm not going to be able to counter. So we keep on going. So I either need to get off at an angle or stand my ground, which in this situation, getting off to an angle is a lot better. So off to an angle. 1. This doesn't even have to hit his hand, just hitting this here. Okay? Then this second hand. I'm like this. I'm not like this coming from the bottom. I'm up from the top. Officially. It doesn't matter. I can grab up here. I grab up here. Grab up here. The point is, I'm grabbing. How long can we grab for? 1 second. So 1 second is all I need to go like that. And then that last move, back is falling through. The reason I pulled him is so his backhand cannot do anything. If I'm here and I'm getting really, really close, his backhand, unless he does that, his backhand is not out of commission, and then boom, backhand right there. So one more time we're gonna do it. So back here, here, here. One important thing to remember is I'm not all the way out here. I'm not going here, here, here. Because I'm gonna have a lot harder time reaching, and he's gonna have more time. Remember, we gotta keep it in our box. And our box doesn't go out, only goes out a certain way. So we want to keep it close. 1, 2. So ready? Let's face towards the front. Ready? Let's start back. Alright, when I say go as fast as you want. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3. Again. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3. Good. And go. 1, 2, 3. Now it's time to practice. Ready? This is my punch. Ready? And go. 1, 2. Now don't necessarily worry about bringing it down, but just to the side. Don't worry about bringing it down because that's going to leave you more open. Just to the side. Ready? 1, 2. Ready? 1, 2. Good. So you're not reaching over your front hand. It's here, and then this hand just comes down. So I'm not going all the way out with my front hand. It's just here, here, here. It's just like, yes, pretty much just that.
Yes, sir.
1, 2. Well, because this is front hand, this is what's attacking you.
Yeah.
So if I did it like this, that'd be a little more. My arms aren't too long.
Not like your legs.
Yeah. Alright, and time. Let's do one more since we have the time. We're going to go over side kick defense with our hands. Now, normally we have our jam, right? Jam, especially when, make sure when we do our jam against the side kick that we're not moving back. Remember, we're just going to be stuck in the same place as we always are. So, we need to stay here, jam, or even move into that side kick, jam, 1 and 2. But I'm going to show you a different one. We're going to be using inner block, and we're getting off to the side. Alright, so if I'm with Mr. Morris, he's throwing a side kick. Now, your dance also works to get it off to the side, but an inner block gives you the ability to go like that. Alright? Now, if you get your opponent to swing like that, perfect. If you don't, it's still the same thing as a dance, just more that way. Here, and then that's where your counter comes from. Now remember, I don't want you guys going down like this to try to get that inner block. Keep it up here. Now, depending on how high your opponent is, if you got a little dangling down here, big enough here, then you might have to back down a little bit.
I don't know, he jumps.
Well, yeah, he jumps. But that's because I'm not worried about anything coming to my head. If I'm sparring someone inside and I come down, he can punch me in the head like that. Keep your back up straight. I'm just here. Enter. 1, 2. Maybe if he goes up top, like you did. My hand there.
Rotate 90 degrees. Move your back leg.
And it's all one motion. It's not inner block then turn. It's inner block and turn. Remember, if you guys have been to Grandmaster Smith's, any of his seminars, he talks about his double protection. We have 3 ways to protect yourself: head, hands, feet. You want to have at least 2. So in this situation, we're using our hands and our feet. Let's try that. Ready, Captain? So we're here, turn, and then 1, 2. That's it. Ready? And go. Turn. 1, 2. Ready? And turn. 1, 2. Good. And go. Turn. 1, 2. Now, as soon as your back leg plants, shoot off right away. Shoot off that back leg right away. Ready? And go. Turn. 1, 2. One more time. Ready? And go. Turn. All right. Here's my side kick. Ready? Down. Ready? And turn. Don't punch my leg.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, that hurts.
Ready? And turn. Ready? And good. Now, let me do ready? And turn. Now, it's important that we do our front hand first, because if I'm here, this hand is so much closer than my back. It's already almost ready to go if it's still here. Alright, so parry here, this hand comes up, 1. So let's do it one more time with everyone.
Oh my gosh, I didn't.
Got to turn.
I'm gonna touch his leg again.
Good. Ready? And turn. Wrong hand back in. Try to get it. And turn. Ready?
I keep doing that.
And turn. And boom, boom. And cut the attention, guys. Hands my back.
That's so first.
Alright. Fist Kelly. See you starting in her Fairtown's worksheet. Doing awesome. Make sure you guys get that in by next Thursday. Doing awesome. Get one clap. 2 claps. Say rock.
Congrats.
Good job, man. Alright. Announcements too fast. This Friday we have a cup cycle test. I believe that's going to be at Thornton. Obviously not all of you guys are going to be there at Thornton, but it will be on Zoom, so you guys can watch through Zoom. Testing is, underbelt testing is 2 weeks from now, so Friday the 14th is our high red level 3 testing, and then the next day is graduation. It's most likely going to be a drive-by graduation like we did last time, but we'll keep you guys updated. And yes, and there's no normal classes this Friday, obviously, you guys know that comes out. And that's it. Come to attention. Backwards. Face flags. Backwards. Hand position.
Sir.
Hands my back.
Yes, sir.
Black belt read. As a dedicated student of the martial arts, I live my life by the principles of black belt. Modesty, courtesy, integrity, perseverance.